want to transition to Chase Young. And by the way, I do think that due to the fact that Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio are being brought in, that's going to bring the best out of guys like Chase Young, Montez Sweat, and that really good defensive line. Because last year, you guys had actually a very talented defensive front. You had some real players on that defense. You just never really got the most out of them due to coaching, in my opinion. But yeah, I want to zero in on Chase Young. I believe Chase Young is the best, pass rusher to come out since Khalil Mack. I believe that he's better than the Bosa brothers. And I know some Washington fans, I know some Washington fans wanted to trade down with that pick, but I kind of disagreed. I said that, look, when you're picking number 2 overall, you need a game-changing type of player. And while trading down wouldn't have been a bad idea, I think Chase Young is the perfect fit for this team. The way Ron Rivera likes to use the defensive line, I think he's a great fit. I think that he's going to really help turn around this defense. And you also have several other first-rounders on that defensive line that I believe are going to elevate because Chase Young is such a great player. I think that he's a special talent. He's going to really change that defense. What are your thoughts on Chase Young?
Oh, I love him. He's a hometown guy. He's from PG County, Maryland, from D.C. area, so I love it. He's a predator. I think, like you say, he's better than Bosa brothers. And the funny thing is, Jack Del Rio, he coached Khalil Mack, he coached Von Miller, coached Julius Peppers. So, once again, history repeats itself. Chase Young should be definitely as good as Julius Peppers or even better than those guys. So the sky's the limit for Chase Young. Teams wanted to tank for Chase Young. He's a predator. He's going to take over. I got him getting like 9 sacks this year. He definitely should be Defensive Rookie of the Year, and he's going to make Montez Sweat better. I think he's the missing piece on this defensive front. I think they just needed one more thing. And, we always compare our line to the Niners line. The Niners line had a lot of talent, a lot of first-round picks, but they just needed that one more guy. They just needed the Joey Bosa to motivate and push everybody else. And I think Chase Young is going to be able to push the Bama guys and Durant Payne and Jonathan Allen. Montez Sweat's going to get better. We still have Ryan Kerrigan. That's the crazy thing about it. We have 5 defensive linemen that can get to the quarterback, and we still have some other guys on the bench like Tim Settle and we got another pass rusher who's pretty good. I can't remember his name, but you got Ryan Kerrigan, Pro Bowl pass rusher. Montez Sweat had 7 sacks last year. Chase Young, who's projected to be the next big thing, like a Julius Peppers. So I can't wait to see this defensive front. It's a lot to talk about. We just got to see it on the field. I'm excited. We got better coaches. Jack Del Rio, who is a defensive guru, and Ron Rivera, who's a defensive-minded head coach. So this defense, it has the potential to be really, really nasty this year. I could definitely see Chase Young strip sacking Danny Fumbles, strip sacking Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, in the NFC East, there's some real quarterbacks. I think Carson Wentz is a really talented quarterback. I'm not the biggest Dak Prescott fan, but he's won a lot of games. He nearly threw for 5,000 yards last year. And Daniel Jones showed some real flashes last year, too. So, yeah, I think that due to the fact that you got some real defensive front players, that's going to really affect those quarterbacks. I want to ask you this question, though. Do you think your Washington football team is going to have a top 10 defense this year? I believe it actually has a chance to be a top 10 defense. We talk about the defensive line. I know that a lot of people are not super duper high on the Darby and Fuller signings, but I think that those are decent signings. And listen, when you have a defensive line that is that ferocious and that good, led by the coaching of Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio, your secondary does not need to be, this shutdown unit. We look at guys like even Cole Holcomb. Hopefully Reuben Foster pulls through this year and get some playing time. Obviously Hamilton's not a bad player. There's some real other talent on this defense. So I gotta ask you this question, and be honest, take your bias out. Do you think this defense can be a top 10 unit? I actually believe so.
I believe so too. Now, last year I made a video saying we're going to be a top 5 defense because we have Ryan Kerrigan, Montez Sweat, and Durant Payne, John Allen, all the guys like that. And I just got a little too ahead of myself. So this year I don't want to make any projections. I just want to wait and see it on the field because every time we go out there and talk, it looks like we kind of fall flat on our face. Now, the big difference, of course, is you have a guy like Chase Young, which we didn't have last year, and the defensive coordinator was really bad last year. Now, our weakness, like you said, the secondary with Darby, who was he had his bad moments on the Eagles, which I think a lot of Eagles corners struggle in the Philadelphia Eagles offense, as you see Nnamdi Asomugha. He was really good with the Raiders, and he went to the Eagles and struggled. Then you see Byron Maxwell, who was with the Seahawks, he went to the Eagles and he struggled. So I haven't seen a good corner from the Eagles probably since Asante Samuel, and that's what 6 years from years ago. So I'm trying not to hold that against Darby, but he is a concern, on an island against the NFC East wide receivers, so he is a concern. Fuller is more of a slot corner. He's good. He struggled a little bit with the Chiefs. He played safety and corner, so we'll see how he is. It's been 2 years since he played at an elite level with the Redskins, and then we got a guy named Jimmy Moreland who's really young. He's a good buddy. He's a good corner. Has a lot of potential. Pretty small, but has a lot of potential. And we got Fabian Moreau, who went to UCLA. He's a pretty good corner. He's just injury prone. A lot of our corners are injury prone, so we're really, really thin at the corner position. That probably is our weakest spot. Landon Collins is really good. He's considered a box safety, so he's not the best in coverage, but coming up and making tackles and rushing the passer, you can blitz him a little bit here and there. So I'm excited to see him do that. And the free safety is Sean Davis. Free safety has been a question mark for this team for a little while. So secondary is probably our weakest position. Linebackers, like you said, Sean Dion Hamilton is pretty good. He just needs more playing time. We got the veteran in Thomas Davis, who's really good. Played for the Panthers a couple years ago. Played for the Chargers. Had 100-something tackles last year. Is a Ron Rivera guy. So I like the linebackers. They're not great, but I like them. I give them about a B+. And then the pass rush is probably A+. So if you even that out, I would say at least top 15. But once again, I don't want to get into that. If we can get to the quarterback, which we should be able to, we can probably just rush 4 and get to the quarterback, with Chase Young, Kerrigan, and all them guys. But I don't want to project just yet because I fell flat on my face last year saying we were going to have a top 5 defense after we drafted Montez Sweat.
Got it. I believe in Montez Sweat a lot. I think he has a lot of potential. I think that he's going to really be helped out due to the fact that Chase Young is on the other side of him too. So yeah, we'll see about that now. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.